the cancellation. So for you all that don't know, the cancellation of a lot of shows, but there's a lot of, I want to say, as far as like potentially good shows, specifically Wonder Man. A lot of people were confused, nominated, of course. And we're just talking about that offline. Also, we were discussing how this also can lead into the mutant saga, which we're going. So it didn't make
Mhm.
too much sense why I think it could be cut. I know that Marvel said that they're getting out of making shows, but I think this one could have rocked or let it be the last one, put a season two and just put a cap on it, let them be there. But what you feel like that about? Well, how you feel about it?
I mean, I think it's a little crazy. I don't know. Like I feel like this is one of those cases where the show like overly performed. Like I don't think everybody was expecting it to be as good, even though you get like a great director and a great lead actor and actually some connective tissue in the story, like good story writing. I don't think they
Yeah,
expected it to be this good. Um, it got nominated for an Emmy, the first Marvel TV show to get nominated for an Emmy, I think, since WandaVision.
it's crazy.
Um, and it went over well with what I'm saying with fans, and I think everybody can agree that this is one of the best TV shows Marvel put out in a long time since post Endgame. So, or direct like that first slate of Disney Plus shows. This is one of the best shows that they put out, probably the best show that they put out since
Hmm.
then. And for it to get canceled, I don't know, man. I mean, is it just a business call? Because they say they're moving away from shooting TV shows, even though they spent all the money to bring them back. I don't know, but I think it's just they didn't expect this show to get too good, or I don't think they expected the show to be this good and this popular. And man, it just got caught up in the Kevin Feige budget cuts, man.
Dang, man. Yeah, I mean, it's one of them things where it's like I get it, and I thought it was I thought that it was just like that show in particular because I was struggling with that. I'm like, why axe their biggest show? Because I mean, transparency, y'all. I was not rocking with them just canceling it essentially in the background. We were going to talk about it last week, but we ran out of time. So I'm glad Faison and give him credit to bringing that up and saying we need to address it. But yeah, they canceled a lot, and I don't understand why. And still don't understand why. I saw that it was a combination of how Marvel. It wasn't exactly the reception; it's about how Marvel wants to move going forward. So I
Mhm.
hope that's the right decision. Um, you know, and it bodes well. But to me, I'm not feeling it. I get it, but I'm not feeling it. We have another season of Daredevil, and I know that's the last one slated,
Right.
but you know,
But what does this mean for Marvel TV? Like, I know they're trying to move away from shows, but you got Daredevil coming up. I don't. You got Vision Quest coming up in October, which is right around the corner.
yep.
So it's like, where do you go from there? They shitted on Punisher One Last Kill. They shitted on Ironheart. They shitted on what's the last show to come out before that? Agatha All Along,
Yeah, which was an underrated show.
which is an underrated show, very underrated show.
Yeah, yep.
But for this one to perform so well, bruh, and for them to just cancel it because they trying to move forward, like how you gonna you have all these characters at your disposal, like we're not gonna just throw them all in Secret Wars, are we? That'll be awful.
Yeah. I mean, we're not. So that's yeah, we're not gonna do that, and I know they're not gonna do that. So, I mean, I did see that Wonder Man may end up in Doomsday. Now, how much
Yeah,
of a bigger
I was gonna
role
say
it
that.
is? Yeah, and that's cool, right? So like they're like putting the ones they know that make sense. So I'm happy. I am happy about that. I am happy about that, and I just think if they're gonna do away with all the shows, I get it. I get it. So I'm I'm not mad. I'm mad because I think that the model could work. I think that like you having TV shows, um, you having TV shows matter. And I'm be honest with you, I know it sounds messed up, but it just I don't know, man. I like the in between filling out stories. Some movies it just takes too long to produce, and I think that some things are better shows.
For sure. Especially like these grounded characters that they're trying to move towards. You see
Hmm.
how well Spider Man did in a grounded universe. You see how well Daredevil is doing in a grounded universe. Like, these are really what the comic books are. These lower level setup fights, these lower level enemies. Because being honest, the last couple, and that's the reason why I think Spider Man Brand New Day didn't have an actual villain, is because I think they've been doing villains terribly. Going back to all the way back to Thor Love and Thunder. Like, you're just wasting these villains. You're just wasting these villains and wasting these opportunities because y'all not putting enough into the shows. Like, y'all bullshit in the shows, and then when you get the movies, oh, everything's just been some big group hug. Like, that shit is corny. That shit is corny.
I mean, look, if you're talking about villains, I'm not mad at that. Me and you don't see eye to eye on certain things, but you're right. I think that Marvel also knows that they're not strong in the villain category. Because when you really think about it, there's not a lot of villains they nailed. You know, like we talked about
Oh,
last podcast, how Ultron was supposed to be something like huge, you know, and stuff like that. And it's like we've seen multiple ones. They did well with Loki, right? They did well with Loki, but you know, lightning strikes. You know, the clock is what right twice a day, right? So, but we need more than that for how much they're putting out, how much money is spent in the budget and stuff like that. And that's one thing I won't cut slack on them. I hope that they are able to make X-Men more practical and make those villains kind of like pop for sure.
I mean, X Men probably has the better cast of villains than the Avengers do. I guess. I mean, Loki was pretty decent. Thanos, of course, was decent, but that was a 10-year build up. Um, Ultron kind of failed. Ronan the Conqueror was kind of he was alright, but like you know what I'm saying, like they just been doing villains bad. So I feel like going back to the shows, man, going back to the shows. At least you have some type of like you have some type of build up to the villains in the shows. But X Men, we just talk about X Men in general. You got Apocalypse, even Magneto could be considered a villain. Like it's just a lot. It's a lot more you can play with. It's a lot more you can play with. Even the government characters in X Men, it's a lot more you can play with there when it comes to actual villainy. But Mister Sinister, you know what I'm saying? Like they got a lot. So I don't know, man. I don't know.